Hello, and welcome to Allegion's 2021 Princeton Manufacturing Day. My name is Jamie Holpuck, and I want to thank you so much for joining us today for our virtual field trip. We've got a great event planned for you today with many team members and leaders from across Allegion excited to share their experiences in the manufacturing industry with you. We hope you'll enjoy our next 90 minutes together and find the information valuable and informative. We'll have dedicated time for questions and answers towards the end of the event, but please feel free to submit your questions at any time throughout the presentation using the chat feature on the right-hand side of your Teams live screen. Let's go ahead and get started. While we aren't in person at our locations today, we do want to invite you to take a virtual tour with us, during which you'll have the opportunity to see our operations in Illinois, as well as Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, Colorado, Kansas, Washington, and California. Let's take a look.
At Allegion, we believe manufacturing is both a vibrant and essential industry. With many new trends impacting what we do every day, from robotics to the Internet of Things and more, there's no doubt that the creators of tomorrow have important roles to fill in pioneering safety and security at Allegion, both now and in the future. Guided by a shared vision of seamless access and a safer world, our employees are innovators, building products and solutions that create peace of mind. As a global manufacturer with more than 30 brands in our portfolio, we invest in tools, technology, and our employees. Because of this, we have a healthy U.S. presence where those employees build mechanical and electronic locks, emergency exit devices, door closers, steel frames, and many other security solutions that help keep people safe at work, at home, in our community, and on the move. Let's take a look at some of our essential facilities and incredible jobs. Near Seattle, in Everett, Washington, Allegion's AD System solutions are produced in a 50,000 square foot facility. Since 2009, AD Systems has manufactured high-quality door systems for customers across healthcare, hospitality, commercial office, and education environments. Through a strong commitment to innovation and positive relationships with architects and designers, our experts in Everett quickly respond to the requests for custom work, ultimately building sliding doors and interior storefront assemblies for projects throughout the United States and abroad that can meet a variety of aesthetic, privacy, and safety needs. In fact, our AD Systems employees manufacture doors that can meet the strict health requirements of clinics and medical offices, as well as offer the energy-efficient and touch-free automated accessibility of the future. In Snoqualmie, Washington, also located near Seattle, Allegion produces technical glass products, or TGP, solutions. Since 1980, TGP has been supplying specialized glazing materials and systems for commercial and institutional buildings around the world. The brand is committed to helping solve challenges faced by architects, general contractors, and glaziers through its services and two product lines: fire-rated glass and framing, and specialty architectural glazing. You'll find these solutions at airports, schools, libraries, hospitals, and museums, among other places. TGP has exclusive agency relationships with Nippon Electric Glass, NEG, Pilkington, and RP Technic to distribute certain glass and framing product lines in North America and the Middle East. Our jobs in Snoqualmie range from assembly, with roles in fabrication, welding, and powder coating, to engineering, sales, and more. TGP solutions are additionally manufactured in Perrysburg, Ohio, where our talented experts cut and package fire-rated glass to be paired with frames built in Snoqualmie or sold separately as loose glass for other customized applications. There, our state-of-the-art facility boasts nearly 70,000 square feet of manufacturing space, with opportunities to operate robotic equipment, as well as automated machines that, on average, process sheets of glass that weigh more than 800 pounds. The Perrysburg facility has two main product lines: Pyrostop glass and Firelight glass, and the local team averages cutting more than 6,000 pieces of glass per month. Our Steelcraft brand boasts 2 manufacturing locations, a West Coast service and manufacturing center just east of Los Angeles in Chino, California, where we assemble and produce custom hollow metal doors and frames, and our main plant in Blue Ash, Ohio, near Cincinnati. While we proudly produce high-quality steel doors and frames at both facilities, our long-standing manufacturing history is rooted in Blue Ash. Located there for more than 75 years, a visit to our operations showcases talented employees with expertise in materials handling, welding, laser operating, and fabrication, creating doors intended to withstand fires as well as tornado and hurricane winds. Our production process starts with order entry, configuration, scheduling, and programming, and then moves to manufacturing our doors and frames from beginning to end, with finish on the paint line before shipping. From there, they go everywhere. That's right, you'll find these doors and frames around the world too, at medical centers, schools, and commercial offices. Some of our solutions can be seen in popular gathering places too, like the Superdome in New Orleans, the State Convention Center in Washington, and Iowa's State Sports Performance Center. You'll find our products at Ohio University, the University of Michigan, and the University of Kansas too. In Security, Colorado, close to Colorado Springs, we produce keys, lock cylinders, and mechanical locks, as well as high-security credentials and biometric products, all for commercial buildings. We've operated there for more than 40 years, and our talented employees process over 100,000 parts per day and configure and test a wide array of high-security products that are distributed to customers across the globe. The site is comprised of critical roles that include engineering, fabrication, assembly, testing, distribution, and supply chain management. Our associates use innovative tools like 3D printing, high-speed precision machining, and computer-aided design programs. We're especially proud to manufacture the Schlage brand of security solutions that provide seamless access at office buildings, universities, medical centers, and other vital places through mobile credentials. Our Olathe operations has produced mechanical lock cylinders and keys for more than 40 years in the Johnson County area. Located just outside of Kansas City, our facility includes a nearly 300,000 square foot warehouse and employees who also work in distribution, customer care, and sales. In fact, any Schlage residential lock that you see at your local hardware store, like Lowe's or Home Depot, has been supplied through our Olathe operations. That means if you live in the United States and have a Schlage door lock on your home, it passed through our facility here. We fulfill approximately 300 orders per day and ship nearly $1 million worth of product daily from this facility. With core competencies in assembly as well as shipping and receiving, there are many incredible opportunities to play a role in delivering Allegion's vision of seamless access and a safer world. Allegion also has a strong legacy in Illinois, where we have manufactured LCN door closers at our Princeton facility on Railroad Avenue for more than 70 years. Here we've invested in state-of-the-art equipment, from CNC machines that can be programmed to run multiple processes for manufacturing multiple product lines at the same time, to cobots that work next to our people in an assembly line, driving extra flexibility and efficiency. Using this equipment requires problem solving and troubleshooting, programming, digitization, and automation skills. You'll also find lab technicians that specialize in product testing, tool makers, and maintenance teams, all of whom play a vital role in taking our security solutions from start to finish. LCN products can be found in many high-traffic facilities such as schools, hospitals, government and correctional buildings around the world. Our creators produce 35 different series of closures and door hardware to choose from, products that have 15 to 20 years of operating life. Our Republic brand proudly operates in McKenzie, Tennessee, sitting in the northwest region of the state at the tri-point of Carroll, Henry, and Weakley counties. We've built high-quality hollow metal doors and frames there for more than 40 years, and today our talented creators produce 300,000 frames and 80,000 doors annually. You'll see our solutions everywhere from national museums in Washington, D.C. to corporate data centers on the West Coast. Our people specialize in customizing products to meet customers' exact needs. For instance, our talented employees grind down metal to prepare for a seamless door edge application, many times required for schools, hospitals, and commercial kitchens. And while our employees focus on customer needs, They've also innovated many of the ways we work to improve safety, ergonomics, quality, and efficiency. Because of that, you'll see automated processes and conveyors in McKinsey that transfer our doors and frames through different phases of production. But our people make the difference, running control stations, cutting and forming systems, paint lines, and commercial drying ovens, among other important equipment. And because we work with steel, precision welding drives our solutions to be strong and durable for years of continuous service. Yet another Allegion facility, located in Irving, Texas, features state-of-the-art custom manufacturing for our Republic hollow metal doors and frames. There, our experts use laser technology to make high-precision cuts of metal sheets that provide speed and flexibility, as well as minimal waste and greater efficiency for projects. Our operators additionally use brake presses to safely and accurately form frames, welding stations to match specific order requirements, and paint stations to put on the finishing touches. Unique skills utilized throughout these production processes highlight the level of talent our experts possess and that are needed in today's modern world of manufacturing. Rounding out our U.S. manufacturing footprint, we have 2 production facilities in Indianapolis, Indiana, located right down the street from each other. Operating on Toby Drive for more than 30 years and in the state for more than 100 years, we build Von Duprin and Falcon exit devices, as well as Glyn Johnson, Ives, and Zero International door hardware there. We're known for inventing the emergency exit device, as well as all of the customization we can provide for those life-saving devices today, which you'll see in nearly every public building, be it a government facility, a grocery store, a restaurant, a movie theater, a place of worship, a university, or otherwise. In fact, we produce more than 100,000 unique configurations in an average year. On any given day, we fulfill around 700 orders, requiring a cross-trained and flexible workforce with competencies in stamping, CNC machining, powder coating, plating, laser cutting, and etching. Our main line has a state-of-the-art vision system with 3D work instructions. It's so sophisticated that it detects errors and stops the line if a device is not built exactly as ordered. Our people play a critical role, through problem solving, in keeping our customers safe whenever and wherever our solutions are used. There's no doubt that Allegion employees are innovators, creating new and better ways to keep people safe. The manufacturing jobs found at our U.S. and global sites today are centered on employee empowerment, engagement, and problem solving. From assembly, engineering, IT, materials management, distribution and logistics, robotics, environmental, health and safety, tool making, and more, the career paths are vibrant and valuable at Allegion, and our work has never been more important.
Welcome. We are so excited to have you with us for our 2021 Virtual Manufacturing Day. My name is Chris Dybeck. I am the plant manager at the Allegion facility in Princeton. Each year we hold this event in October to celebrate the amazing opportunities in manufacturing. And we hope to inspire some of you to pursue a career in this great industry. There are many vibrant and valuable jobs. Manufacturing, as we've definitely seen throughout this global pandemic, is essential. Think about it. If something isn't grown, it's made. And at Allegion, our work matters. Allegion has continued operating throughout the COVID-19 pandemic to continue producing our essential products, which do provide safety and security at medical centers and hospitals, among many other places. Of course, our event this year is virtual to help protect your health and safety, as well as the health and safety of our 300 local people. As a business that's been located here for more than 70 years, health and safety is our top priority. At Allegion, we invest in our employees and our facilities. If you were in person with us for a tour today, you'd see many updates to help protect our people, like physical barriers, temp screenings, self-assessments, and mask use. And even though you aren't here in person, we're going to spend our time together today showing you everything we can about who we are and what manufacturing careers look like. Allegion has 30 brands around the globe. You'll see many of these brands produce products in the United States. Some that we'll cover with you today include LCN, as well as Schlage, Von Duprin, TGP, Steelcraft, and Republic. We manufacture safety and security products ranging from mechanical and electronic door controls for homes and public buildings to door closers, emergency exit devices, door frames, hinges, knobs, levers, kick plates, access control credentials, and readers, and many other solutions. While Allegion is a global company, all of our locations, our employees, and our brands are connected by a shared vision and purpose. Our vision is seamless access and a safer world. Allegion manufactures many solutions that aim to make security more convenient and keep people and their property safe. Our purpose is to create peace of mind by pioneering safety and security. Allegion has a unique culture that reflects the shared values of our employees. We believe every voice matters, no matter your role at the company or your length of time here. Be empowered and accountable. For example, one of our engineers, a Princeton high school graduate, revolutionized the way we ensure our product doesn't leak through an enhanced process test. From concept to implementation, he was empowered to make his concept a reality. We believe that equity, inclusion, and diversity strengthen our teams, build employee engagement, deliver customer excellence, and produce superior business results. At our facilities, the products and solutions our people build help keep people and their property safe. We strive to embrace our be safe, be healthy value. Manufacturing jobs today are safer than ever because of new ideas and technologies. Our employees are innovators, creating new and better ways to keep people safe, even adding connectivity and Internet of Things capabilities to make our products smart. We believe working in and contributing to our communities matters too. Do the right thing and serve others, not yourself, are two values that lead us in giving back. Each year, our employees around the world are proud to directly support organizations and initiatives through donations, engagement, and thousands of hours of volunteerism. In the past year, we have donated over $25,000 to our local food pantry, assisted various businesses with securing their buildings, and also donated materials to those buildings and local schools. We invest in Gallup's engagement program, regularly sending and sampling employee feedback. The Princeton facility is the proud manufacturer of LCN door closers. A little bit about the door closer. So the invention of the door check, or door closer as it is commonly referred to today, originated in Boston, Massachusetts in the year 1876. The story behind the door check lies with the Boston Trinity Church, the pastor Reverend Brooks, and Mr. Norton. With the new church being built on the Back Bay in Boston, it faced very severe wind conditions that the Reverend Brooks and his congregation quickly uncovered as the strong winds would cause the doors to slam shut with a bang. The pastor would not stand for the noise that the door closers were creating due to the wind. This prompted Mr. Norton to action, where he developed the door check. If we fast forward over 100 years later, we see how modern manufacturing has shaped the door closer to what it is today. The Princeton facility is the proud manufacturer of the LCN branded door closer. With 200,000 square feet of manufacturing space, the site manufactures roughly 6,000 door closers per day with the support of sophisticated equipment and 300 highly skilled and dedicated employees. The site boasts manufacturing competencies in CNC machining, robot automation, precision grinding, in-house heat treating, precision assembly, powder coating, and packaging. Our dedicated team has an average length of service of 13 years, with over 100 employees at 20 or more years of service. Our longest tenured employee is currently at 42.3 years of service. Manufacturers have lifted us from the destruction and disarray of wars and the despair and distress of economic recessions throughout U.S. history. Now with COVID-19, manufacturers have mobilized to meet the greatest public health and economic threat of our time. An example, Allegion producing door controls for a new COVID-19 testing center, or another where GM began producing ventilators. Throughout the pandemic, Allegion led with an immediate focus on the safety and health of our people, our customers, and our communities. Leveraging our Be Safe, Be Healthy value as our long-standing true north, we kept our essential employees working and took extra precautions to help keep them safe, whether they were at our site or remote locations. Pictured here, you see various examples of different health and safety efforts and controls we've put in place in order to do that. If you were on site today, you would see safety controls such as those temperature scanners, physical barriers, and social distancing. What's more, we also made improvements in all year-over-year employee safety metrics. Manufacturing jobs today are safer than ever because of new ideas and technology. In 2020, we saw a 9% year-over-year reduction in total recordable incident rates, 29% year-over-year improvement in lost time injury rate, and our value and investments have driven us to have an incident rate that is 88% below the reported 2019 U.S. industry average. Manufacturing, as you can see from just Allegion's local impact, is very important to the U.S. economy. Still, manufacturing, specifically in the U.S., is at a crossroads. We're facing a skills gap. 80% of manufacturers report that there's a shortage of qualified applicants for open positions. Manufacturers reported that finding the right talent is now 36% harder than it was in 2018, even though the unemployment rate has nearly doubled the supply of available workers. It's easy to point to the stereotypes of manufacturing sweatshops portrayed by Hollywood and television features in recent years as generating a sense of perceived negativity that has not been overcome by the manufacturing industry. But it's more than that. Stories and firsthand accounts have been passed through families regarding less than desirable conditions of factory work, ranging from long hours to repetitive, mindless contributions. The manufacturing skills gap is also linked to the lack of STEM, our science, technology, engineering, and mathematics skills among the workers, and fueled by a decline of technical education programs in high schools, as well as a lack of interest in the manufacturing industry by today's youth. And due to the skills gap, it's now expected there could be as many as 2.1 million unfilled positions in manufacturing over the next decade. At Allegion, manufacturing jobs are centered on the employee engagement, empowerment, and innovation. We want your hearts and minds in addition to your hands and time. Allegion believes tools and technological investments are essential, elements of being able to provide customers with shorter delivery cycle times and higher quality. Today, many new technologies, trends are impacting manufacturing, like robotics, the Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence. More than 12.3 million people are employed in manufacturing in the US today. These millions of people are conceiving life-changing ideas, making a difference and improving the lives of others through manufacturing. Equity, inclusion, and diversity initiatives are having a positive influence at manufacturers, including Allegion. Manufacturing drives growth in our economy. Every $1 spent in manufacturing generates an additional $2.74 of value in other sectors. About 1.4 million U.S. manufacturing jobs were lost during the early days of the pandemic, according to a study by the National Association of Manufacturers, setting back the manufacturing labor force by more than a decade. However, the industry has largely recovered those lost jobs and is now urgently seeking more workers. There are incredible jobs in manufacturing in a variety of expertise, from production and distribution to engineering and environmental health and safety. Locally, Allegion employs 300 people in manufacturing. If you talk to our employees, many of them have worked in a number of roles during their careers and developed a variety of skills. You'll hear some of those experiences in a panel discussion later today. And I believe there can be a bright future for manufacturing as we will continue to see the introduction of new technologies. Tools and investments are essential elements of being able to provide our customers with shorter delivery cycle times and higher quality. It is imperative to have employees who have the desire, knowledge, expertise, and capability to run, manage, and maintain such investments. Allegion is ready to hire and invest in young people that want to build a career in manufacturing. Allegion offers internships, skilled trade apprenticeships, early career and tuition reimbursement opportunities. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ronnie Whitmer, our HR generalist, and Jared Johnson, our HR manager for the Princeton facility.
Thank you, Chris. Now some of our additional HR leaders would like to tell you a little more about the many valuable opportunities for growth in apprenticeship programs that are currently available at Allegion. Let's see what they have to say.
At Allegion, we currently have 7 apprenticeship programs at multiple facilities. Some examples of the programs we offer include Industrial Maintenance Technician, Industrial Manufacturing Technician, Tool and Die Maker, and CNC Machinist. Employees receive a formal certification at the conclusion of the coursework and on-the-job training. Some of the programs also include a Department of Labor Journeyman's certification.
So in Indianapolis, I'm very excited about the program. We're actually just getting it off the ground. We're really focused on our Cnc Apprentices, where in Princeton, Illinois, we have more of an established program. We have over 20 apprentices in CNC, maintenance, and our tool and die programs. These programs are 3 to 4 years, and it requires 144 hours of online coursework, which equates to about 3 hours of work where individuals might come off the floor and take some online coursework while completing the program. It's also 2,000 hours a year of on-the-job training, where employees get to partner with a junior worker or a mentor to develop the skills that they need on the job.
We have industrial manufacturing, maintenance, machining, and CNC programming. The industrial manufacturing program is an 18-month program. The CNC programming and the maintenance and machining programs are all 4-year programs. Employees who participate are eligible to receive college credit that goes towards an associate's degree.
We currently will have our current employees as participants in our program.
We have men, we have women, those right out of school looking to advance their skill set, and then also those that have been with the company for over 20 years. So really it's a diverse group of people looking to expand their skills.
We're expanding our apprenticeship programs at Allegion to build a pipeline of skilled workers, to gain workers with skills that are customized to the specific needs of the business. These programs help retain employees by investing in them. And a recent Deloitte study on manufacturing reveals that 3.5 million manufacturing jobs will need to be filled over the next decade.
Apprenticeship programs are important because it gives the opportunity for employees to keep learning. Our apprentices will have the opportunity to learn on the job, not only hands-on learning as well as the educational online piece, but getting paid to learn.
These apprenticeship programs provide career and growth opportunities for our employees. Employees want to be challenged and they want to have an opportunity to grow their career. And these apprentice programs provide individuals a way to further develop a skill set that's very much in demand, which ultimately results in higher wages for our employees.
I believe that it's important for Allegion to expand its participation in apprenticeship programs. Oftentimes people will start in a manufacturing role not really even having an idea of what it's like to work in a manufacturing environment or where their path can take them when they are in manufacturing. And apprenticeships just opens up the door for them in so many areas where they are provided solid training on the job, as well as some background in understanding the business, understanding how their job impacts the manufacturing line.
Today in manufacturing, the skills that are critical for our employees would be attention to detail, critical thinking, good communication, interest and aptitude for technology, dependability, ability to be cross-trained, and a great work ethic.
The types of skills that are required in manufacturing today not only pertain to the job that they're doing, say, whether it be welding or powder coating or machining, but we also look for people that can work well with one another. The teamwork aspect of their job is so important.
We're looking for someone that's eager to learn, someone that's a team player, people that are looking for a challenge, someone that likes to work on a variety of projects or jobs and really likes to problem solve. And people that can look at a program, a system, or process and say, hey, I can do that better.
Not only does it give our employees the opportunity to continue learning and learning new skills, capabilities, but it also does ensure that we are on the front end of the manufacturing skills gap.
I know with Allegion, we do highly encourage people to pursue their educational degrees, and so the apprenticeship program gets them one step closer to having a degree, as well as giving them that footing in terms of getting career promotion and growth.
Apprenticeship programs help employers recruit and develop a highly skilled workforce that contribute directly to the productivity and profitability of the business. In addition, investing in our employees has always been a priority at Allegion. Apprenticeship programs provide a pathway for employees to upskill and reskill, ultimately advancing in their careers and addressing the skills gap our industry is facing.
I hope you enjoyed learning more about the many valuable opportunities to grow and develop in your career at Allegion. Importantly, if you were in person with us today, you'd also have the opportunity to speak with many of our valued employees and hear their opinions on what manufacturing means to them, as well as the opportunity they've seen in their own careers in manufacturing. Let's take a look.
If you'd like to make a difference in the community, making the world a safer place, people's homes, schools, hospitals, other institutions, educational institutions, to make them a safer place for our people out in the world, then Allegion is the place to work.
Not only is it a good place to work, you got good friendly people to work with, and it's also a stepping stone for opportunities to grow in the company.
What makes me come to work every day is the people that I work with. I enjoy the people that I interact with on a daily basis. It just makes my job a lot easier.
I've never been at a job where the people in the area wanted to help the other people, newer hires, new employees as much as here.
So there's a lot of mentorship that goes on here.
The training was very hands-on, which I appreciate that a lot.
One thing I love the most about my job here is how much I am out on the floor and interacting with the people. They're the experts, and that's who I'm learning everything from.
I think what I'm proudest of working here at Steelcraft is just the relationships.
What makes me proudest about the work I do is the people. If we don't have the people, we can't make the safe products, the quality products that we do today.
When I found out these doors are going to hospitals and schools and, protecting kids, that made me take a lot more, pride in my job.
It feels good that knowing that we're going to give people, that sense of security and a peace of mind.
I chose Allegion because of the values.
With all the Allegion core values, it really is not limited to just how you are as an employee, but you can take all of those core values with you outside of these walls and apply it to your life, which is huge.
So we encourage our new team members all the time when they come in the doors to demonstrate those values and be curious beyond the obvious. Have a passion for excellence. Don't be afraid to speak up. I don't care if it's day one.
One of our values is this is your business, run with it. So if you have an idea, you can make that happen and grow.
I feel there's a lot of opportunities, especially with Allegion. They definitely show that they're interested in internal movement, advancement within the company.
At Allegion, I feel like everybody is committed to my development, the team's development, and just pursuing improvement every single day.
There's chances to go to college with tuition reimbursement as well.
So anyone that's interested in the challenge, anyone that wants to be able to make a difference somewhere, get some input and actually make a difference, I think Allegion's a good company to work for.
Hard work gets recognized. I've learned a lot here. I've went from a sheet of metal all the way to loading a door to go to the warehouse. So I've done a lot, I've learned a lot, and I think it's a great trade to be into because you can learn so much from what you're doing here.
My piece of advice would be learn, glean what you can from the person next to you, from the leaders, from the trainings that you're in.
Everything's going up more technologically, and I only expect it to keep going up.
I think the advancement in technologies at our plant in the last 10 years has been significant.
We're bringing in CNC equipment, robotics that allow those operators to kind of operate hands off. We're a little more technical role and get to see that they're really doing a good job and doing it safely.
Day in, day out, the technology is improving every day.
I would describe the future of manufacturing as inspirational.
It's definitely challenging. So those who, enjoy that, get a kick out of, fixing things, it's definitely a good industry for them.
Exciting. There's always change. There's always new technology. There's always new challenges. It never gets boring.
I would say ever changing.
I would choose the word evolving.
Growth. Always growing, always on the move.
Progressive.
Innovation.
Satisfying.
So automation is definitely the future of manufacturing.
In my experience, I would say a journey. The reason why I say a journey is because in a journey, you know where you're going, but you don't know what you're going to see. You don't know what you're going to experience. And during a journey, you learn about so much because you're seeing things for the first time or seeing new things. That's kind of how I've looked at my career here, is that I kind of, once I got into the manufacturing, I knew where I was going, but I didn't know what I was going to see. I didn't know what I was going to experience. And almost on a daily, weekly basis, I'm seeing things for the first time or seeing new things, how to process things in a different way.
Because I think manufacturing is a really good opportunity and a good place to work.
So I would encourage anyone to pursue a career at Allegion.
I am so proud and inspired by the employees who took the time to share their thoughts on their manufacturing careers. In an industry that's so vibrant, it's hard to sum up all of the opportunities into one word or phrase. I am also extremely proud of the next group of employees you're getting ready to hear from, who will share personal stories about their manufacturing journeys with you today. Just a few weeks ago, we gathered 6 of our employees, each from a different one of our facilities, online for a virtual discussion of manufacturing careers today. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Allegion's 2021 Manufacturing Day event. My name is Jamie, and I am one of Allegion's communications managers. We are so excited to have each of you with us virtually today, and I'm even more excited for the opportunity to introduce you to a few of Allegion's employees from some of our U.S. manufacturing facilities. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with some introductions. So panelists, I'm going to give each of you the opportunity to take a minute to share with us your name, your location, your role, and how long you've been with Allegion. So David, I'm going to kick it over to you first.
My name's David Tolentino. I've been with Allegion for 6 years. I'm from the California Chino facility, and my role is inventory specialist.
Thank you, David. Christine, how about you?
Hi, I'm Christine Halvis. I'm out of the Colorado Springs facility. I've been with Allegion for 5 years, and I'm a frontline leader.
Thank you, Christine. Jason?
Kia ora, g'day.
Hello, my name is Jason. I am from the McKinsey, Tennessee plant, and my role, I guess you would call it, material specialist utility.
Thank you, Jason. Taviana, how about you?
So my name is Taviana Tyson, and I'm at the Olathe, Kansas facility, and I'm a material specialist.
Hi, Taviana. Sean, how about you?
My name is Sean Bilkey Smith. I've been with Allegion for about 2.5 years out of the Snoqualmie, Washington facility, and I'm a CNC machinist.
Thanks, Sean. Okay, Brandy.
Hello, my name is Brandy Smith. I'm at the Everett AD Systems facility, and I've been with Allegion for 3 years, as of this month, actually, and I'm in production control.
Thank you, Brandy. And thank you all so much for taking the time to share your experiences with us today. I want to start off by asking, oftentimes or sometimes, a lot of our employees don't necessarily expect to pursue a career in manufacturing. So I'm going to start with Sean on this one. Did you expect to pursue a career in manufacturing? And if not, why? And how did you find your start? And so more specifically, how did you find Allegion?
So no, I did not expect to get into manufacturing. My friend's dad worked in manufacturing and was an owner of a shop. And so that's where I got my first machining job. And I found out that I really liked working with my hands, that I didn't have to sit at a desk basically. And after a few shops here and there, I met one of my coworkers who ended up joining Allegion, and he told me about it, said it was a great opportunity, and said that I should apply. And so then I applied and got a job.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. David, did you have a similar experience, or how was your journey to finding manufacturing?
Well, my first choice was not manufacturing. I didn't even know it was actually a choice. I just happened to know somebody at a manufacturing facility previous to Allegion, and I fell in love with the welding, with the whole machining. That's where I started. I applied for a temp agency, which transferred me to Allegion, and trying to get out of the graveyard shift where I was before, and it just worked out. I've been here for 6 years, 5 years on the production line. And I just moved up into the office, and yeah, that's how I got to Allegion, and couldn't be happier.
Wow, it's really cool to hear about your growth throughout the manufacturing organization as well. Yeah. Brandy, how's your career path been in finding manufacturing?
I worked in a lot of different industries, restaurant, bartending, and moved into industrial construction, and found out I had a kind of a niche for ERP systems. And so after moving to Washington State, I applied for an order entry / admin position at AD. Since then, I've managed to get into production scheduling and then into production control, and really enjoy the ERP system implementations and process improvements.
Thank you so much for sharing. And that's a great lead in to our next question, which really shows that there are such a variety of different jobs within our manufacturing facilities, from the line to ERP systems. We have people putting things together. We have people running machines. We even have jobs people might not think about, like our ERP systems or robot operators, material schedulers, even customer service and enterprise excellence. So Christine, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your role and how it's critical to our manufacturing operations?
So my role as a frontline leader, on the production floor, I'm responsible for making sure our lines are running efficiently, and this is through a lot of strategic planning, different processes, and definitely the support from the team. And it's critical to our operations because we're the final lock assembly. We're the last ones to see the locks before they go out to our customers. So product quality is our top priority, and this definitely helps towards the safety and satisfaction of our customers.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Sean, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your role?
Yeah, so everything begins with our department machining. We make the frames and windows, and we have to put the hardware procedures in, so all the holes, notches, and basically all that. And without any of that, you can't put the door together because there's no place for the hardware to go. So it all starts with us.
Great point. I know all of your roles are extremely critical to our manufacturing operations, but I'm going to last call on Jason to tell us a little bit more about his role and how it's critical to manufacturing.
Yeah, so I'm basically a utility in the warehouse here in McKenzie, and my role essentially covers about 6 positions. I'm there to cover people when they are on vacation, if they're sick, or if they get called away from work urgently. I deal predominantly with all the finished goods that come out of pick and pack, and I set them up in the warehouse into day lanes and so forth, so on and so forth. I load out the less than truckload loads. That's the small 1-2 pieces here, not the bulk pull loads. I also set up the bulk pull loads, and I make sure everything is available and right there when someone needs it. So if anyone comes back to the warehouse to do another quality check, or if they need to add some parts to frames or doors that we have and need to take them back, I know exactly where they are. They just have to come and see me. So I control the organization back at the finished area of the warehouse right before we load it on the truck, which is the last step in the process. So if I miss something, it's not a good thing.
Fascinating. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing about that. It was really interesting to hear about the beginning of the process with machining and the end of the process as well. Thank you guys. So a unique benefit that Allegion offers is actually tuition reimbursement. At Allegion, we'll actually pay up to $8,000 a calendar year for you to go back to school. So David, I think this is an experience you can speak to. Have you currently used this tuition reimbursement, or and if so, has that helped you to pursue your professional goals, and how do you expect that to impact your career in manufacturing?
Yes, I have. I've actually used it for about 3 years now. It helped me get my my business administration degree, so it has helped me tremendously. Just not knowing I don't have to pay it out of my own pocket. That Allegion cares enough to help us out to grow as well. And with my degree, I've actually stepped into the office as an inventory specialist, which I do all the inventory stuff. I make sure everything's accounted for budget wise, stuff like that. So which my long-term career here at Allegion that I want to get to is moving up into management. So hopefully, as I keep going, I may be able to do that by going even further using the tuition reimbursement and going further into my schooling.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's really cool to hear about all the opportunities for growth within Allegion and those that have taken advantage of this benefit. I know individuals personally that have taken advantage of this benefit all across the organization. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. So I know me personally, I can find so many ways that working at Allegion makes me proud. But Christine, do you want to share some ways that Allegion makes you the proudest and your work at Allegion makes you proud?
Honestly, it's really moments like when I'm out and about, I'm at the store, I could be at a doctor's appointment, on a military base, my kids' school, other people's homes, and then you see that they have Schlage locks installed. And, I just think about that impact, and it may be just a lock to some, just a means of access, but it's security. And to know that I'm a part of helping towards someone's safety is rewarding.
Absolutely, well said. Taviana, do you want to add to that? What about working at Allegion makes you proudest?
What makes me the proudest is the knowledge that you get when you're learning about these different locks. I just feel like you benefit so well, and when someone is actually having a problem with their lock, you're able to fix it. You're able to know, oh, I know what's wrong with this. I can help them.
Great point. Jason, what makes you proudest?
The fact that they've given me multiple roles to do, it just expands my knowledge of the business so much that, I mean, before I used to look at it as a door, it's just a door. Now I sort of know how the ins and the outs work of it. I can actually walk up to doors and around the place and say, oh yeah, that's an Allegion door, just by the shape of it. So I'm thankful for the teaching that they gave me, and the fact that they put all their faith in me and let me go where I could go with it.
Thank you so much. All right, well, we've had the opportunity to hear a little bit more about each of your manufacturing careers today. So I'm interested to hear, what piece of advice would you give to someone considering their own manufacturing career? Brandy, do you want to share a little bit more about that?
Ask questions. Yeah, it's the more questions you ask, the more knowledge you gain, and the further you can really expand what you're doing within the company, not just in manufacturing, but up through the management levels and into even now like implementations with other facilities. So ask questions.
Great piece of advice. Taviana, what piece of advice would you give to someone?
A piece of advice I would give someone is to apply yourself. If you apply yourself to your job, you will become more advanced and you will gain so much more experience, and you can pass along to people before that. And I'd say like this would be a good opportunity to grow through a company and just experience more of that.
It's a great piece of advice as well. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to ask each of you to answer this final question for us today. So to summarize, if you could describe today's manufacturing careers or even your own manufacturing career in one word or phrase, what would it be? And David, I'm going to ask you to go first.
I would say variety. Nobody knows this, but manufacturing is such a broad thing, and from being on the line, from management, you have those people in accounting, programming, engineering, so variety for sure.
Variety is a great one. Christine, what would you say?
I would say evolving. There's always so many opportunities out there and just different ways to create yourself as a better asset to the company.
I like it. Jason, what's your word or phrase?
I would say it's really one of the only certainties in a facing uncertain future of this world. Got to have the manufacturing. It's always going to be there. Can't live without it.
Great point. Taviana, what's your word or phrase?
I would say possibilities. There's so many more things that you can learn from this company, and as you can see, you can grow a lot more than you know.
Love that. Sean, what would yours be?
I would say it'd be exciting. You get to work with tools and materials that most people have never heard of or don't even really know about, and the technology is ever changing, and it's always exciting.
Great. Brandy, round us out. What would be your one word or phrase?
Adaptable.
Why would you say adaptable?
We are challenged quite often just within our fabrications that we get and requests from customers, but also, like with 2021 and adapting to doing things differently and a lot of people in the organization are very, very adaptable to what we need to do to get our jobs done.
I think that's a great one, and I think we can all relate to the need to adapt, and we've all been doing a lot of that lately. So great point. Thank you guys so much. And truly just want to thank each of you for so much for taking the time to share your valuable insights and experiences with all of us today, and especially the students who are listening today. We truly appreciate all of the essential work that you do to support our manufacturing operations. So again, just thank you all so much for your time today.
The employees you just heard from truly showcase the broad variety of experiences available in our field. Now I have the honor of introducing to you yet another Allegion team member who's had many valuable experiences in manufacturing. In fact, this individual actually oversees Allegion's 30+ manufacturing operations across the globe. I could share a lot about Cindy's leadership and her career achievements, but I know she's here today because she wants to share her own real-life story about the value of and opportunities within manufacturing. Cindy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chris. And hi, everyone. It's great to get to join you and talk about a topic that I'm so passionate about. That's manufacturing. And I hope that what you've heard so far has inspired you to at least consider this field. You know, after listening to the panel discussion that we just heard, I wanted to start by answering the question myself about what one word or phrase signifies manufacturing to me. And for me, it's actually a two-word phrase. It would be my life. I would also mention, like Nick said in the Employee Voices video, it's truly been an amazing journey. I've been in the manufacturing industry for 35 years now, and it's truly been the centerpiece of my life, both from a career standpoint, but also from a financial and a personal standpoint. Like several of our panelists, I funded my college through opportunities presented to me in manufacturing. More than that, though, I've purchased a home, raised 4 daughters, put them through college, traveled the world many times over, spent 6 years working in a foreign country, kept up with technology, made many friends, and learned a ton, and really just lived my life, thanks to the opportunities a career in manufacturing afforded. And I've never stopped learning, and the journey continues. So wanted to go back to, how did I begin, and why did I choose manufacturing? Well, at the time that I graduated from high school, I actually went to high school in central Indiana. The economy was in a severe recession and jobs were really difficult to come by. I remember in my hometown, there was this Mr. Donut shop that opened, and there were 400 people that applied for 12 jobs. That's how tight the job market was. So I was very sensitive about going into a career that would be interesting and would be challenging, but that would also provide me with strong long-term career options. So I ended up attending Purdue University and earned a degree in industrial engineering. Engineering was a very strong field then, it's a very strong field now. While I was in college, I worked as a co-op student for General Motors. And then after graduation, I went on to work full-time for General Motors beginning as an industrial engineer. Back then when I started, I spent my early days on the factory floor, primarily working on setting up assembly lines for automotive electronics. I designed material handling systems and the control systems for those, and was responsible for getting these installed and getting them debugged. And it was really a lot of fun to see my creations go into play on the factory floor. Interestingly, the GM plant that I started working in right out of college in Kokomo, Indiana, is one of the automotive plants that you may have heard about during the early COVID activity that actually was enlisted by President Trump at the time to make ventilators when they were very short in demand. And I was really proud to see the capabilities of this plant shine in this effort. Throughout my early career, I moved between different roles in manufacturing, like some of those that you've heard about today. And this allowed me to learn a number of skills early in my career that I've been able to build on as I've progressed. After working for about 5 years, I ended up leaving for a year. I returned to Purdue and earned a master's degree in engineering. And similar to the great tuition program that we have here at Allegion, I took advantage of GM's program for this. And I just cannot stress enough what a great benefit these tuition reimbursement programs are. And I would say even more importantly, what a great investment in education is for you. A major milestone for me along the way was a job I took as a plant manager for General Motors in Reynosa, Mexico. During my 6 years there, I went on to be the overall leader of 4 plants with about 4,000 employees. I was the only U.S. woman working there at the time, and it was a huge learning experience for me, and it was a great adventure, I will say, for my family. Eventually, I decided to make a move from GM Automotive to Ingersoll Rand, which was the predecessor of Allegion. While I was a little nervous moving to a new company after 20 years in the automotive industry, I quickly found that the manufacturing and leadership skills I learned there were directly applicable in a complete different company. And at Allegion, I have led the quality organization, I've led the production operations, purchasing, and now I have the opportunity leading the entire global manufacturing and supply chain organization. My roles most recently have been very global in nature, which has led to significant travel. The year before the pandemic, because the year of the pandemic, I guess since 2020, our travel has been constrained. But looking back to 2019, I traveled to Asia, to Europe, and to Mexico each at least 4 times. And I traveled to Australia once, and that's in 1 year, not to mention US travel. I've also worked with so many wonderful people and with them helped to make a difference for our customers and employees. And when I was back in high school in your position, deciding what to study and ended up studying engineering and going into manufacturing, I had absolutely no vision of the journey I've had and the experiences I've lived. So as I said, my words are my life. Manufacturing has been my life. It's given me a wonderful life with so many great experiences and so many wonderful people along the way. So let me close by saying that manufacturing is important, it's rewarding, and it's a great field. Employees of all skill sets are in high demand. They were when I was at your age, they are now. We need you. Manufacturing in the United States is critical to the US economy and the US security. That being said, we live in a global economy now, so many roles today in manufacturing have some global aspect to them. Manufacturing is on the forefront of technology, and continuing to learn and develop skills is a must. Manufacturing jobs pay well, very well, certainly above many other sectors, and this will likely continue as skills continue to be in high demand. And finally, I would say that manufacturing is a broad and very exciting field with many different paths that you can pursue. Mine is just one example. And with that, I guess I'll turn it back over to Jamie.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Really appreciate it. And now we are going to move into our Q&A session. So thank you so much for submitting your questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to continue submitting those. We do have several already submitted, so I'm going to go ahead and start with those. And for the first one, I am going to send it over Chris's way. And Chris, we did receive a question about the longest term employee at LCN. You mentioned that there were several employees with 20 plus years of service, some with over 40 years of service. Could you expand on the tenure of employees at LCN and kind of what their roles and experiences might look like in that time frame?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question. So currently, I did mention the one employee on there that is currently the longest tenured, but we actually have over 20 folks right now at the site in Princeton with over 40 years experience at this facility. We have a great team with a lot of prideful years of service. And honestly, one of the things I'm going to tie it a little bit back to about careers in manufacturing. I would say it's being open-minded. So these 20 plus individuals that have been here over 40 years, their careers take them on many different paths at the facility. When I look back at some of those people that are still here and think about their experiences, many of them obviously started right out of high school at 18 to be able to get over 40 years experience at one facility. Many times they started in various areas of our production facility, whether it's in a packaging department, assembly of our products, or maybe in machining. But what happens is those individuals continue to grow with the business as we promote from within. So they might start out in an entry-level position, but a lot of those folks today that are over the 20 years experience have found themselves in other roles, some in leadership roles, some in technical roles in the engineering group, and some continue to progress and keep their career going in production at different levels. So wide variety of experiences, but that goes back to my earlier statement there about keep an open mind. You never know where your career will take you in manufacturing. There are so many different functions to get involved in. You'll continue to grow and find your niche. So, but great question. Thank you for asking.
Great response. Thank you so much, Chris. So the next question, Jared, I think I'll start with you here, and it's asking if you could explain a little bit more in depth on the apprenticeship program and how that works if someone's interested in participating in that.
Sure, so I can talk about that. I'll talk to it high level, and Chris, feel free to jump in if there's anything that I miss. But really, the people in our apprenticeship programs, they're full-time employees. They come into work, they run a standard schedule of, say, 6:30 to 3 o'clock, for example. And these people are really focused on learning on the job. They're going to partner with a journey worker that will teach them the skills as they work. And you can think of the journey worker as an expert in that area. So it's a really great opportunity for them to learn a skill from one of the best, if not the best, person in the facility on that specific topic. The CNC Apprentices, for example, they may learn how to program a machine or to troubleshoot some issues if something goes wrong. And after working with the journey worker, they may be able to go over to that machine in the future and solve that problem or fix that on their own. Another piece of the apprentice program is the coursework. So in addition to learning on the job from that journey worker, they're also going to be working about 3 hours a week on online coursework. It's through the Department of Labor that we have some specific just plans that are courses, I suppose, that are already done, where the employee can come off the floor, like I said, about 3 hours a week, and they can work on that coursework that's very specific to their apprenticeship. So they're getting the on-the-job experience working with the journey worker, and then they've also got the learning that's done online. After they've reached goals that are associated with the program and they've developed some skills, the apprentice is going to receive a yearly pay raise, and they'll continue his or her learning while they're in that program. And like I said, those are about 3 to 4 year programs. At the end of the program, this individual will also receive his or her journey workers card. And again, this is going to signify that they're an expert in that area. And this journey workers card makes them a very valuable asset to LCN. And if someone chooses to go somewhere else, and we hope they don't, but that makes them a very valuable asset to go somewhere else as well. But again, they've been trained on our machines with our people. More times than not, they're going to stay with us and continue the great career that they've started with LCN. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you so much, Jared. Really thorough. And Cindy, I would love it if you could add any comments additionally on the apprenticeship program as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to just jump in here. And Jared, you did a great job, but I want to do a big plug for the apprenticeship program. It really is a great way to develop a skilled trades curriculum, and like you said, journeyman accreditation. And there is such a demand for skilled trades across operations. And Jared talked about CNC operator, but there's also apprentice programs within Allegion for things like robotics, toolmaker, maintenance, probably electrician. I mean, we're continuing to expand what is in our apprentice program. But skilled trades are in high demand. Whereas one career path is to go into engineering for your degree at a university, and equally, if not stronger, definitely high demand career path is to go into a skilled trades program. There's just not enough young people going into skilled trades, and there's a lot of that skill set that are retiring. So just want to make a big plug for it. It's a great way that someone can come out of high school. You don't have to invest in college. You can end up with an education that is worth a lot for a long-term career. Certainly at Allegion, but like Jared said, at really any manufacturing company.
Thank you so much, Cindy. So another one of Allegion's benefits is our tuition reimbursement program. And so Ronnie, I was hoping that you could expand a little bit more on how the tuition reimbursement program works.
Yeah, so Allegion offers a tuition reimbursement program to all full-time employees. You are eligible for that upon employment. It does help cover the cost of associates or bachelor degree type programs. It does cover the cost of books and fees along with that as well. We do like to see that an individual is seeking a degree in a type of field that will benefit, Allegion and the business as an overall. So yeah, that's a little bit more about the tuition reimbursement program.
Thank you so much. Jared, anything to add there?
No, I think Ronnie did a great job of covering it. I think that it outlined in the slide deck that that's up to $8,000 a year. So a couple of great paths, as we've described. We've got the opportunity for folks that would like to go back to school and receive an education. We'll help with that. Or the apprenticeship programs, which, we're very passionate about as well.
Fantastic, thank you. And Ronnie, actually another question for you is, how old do you have to be to start working at Allegion or LCN?
To begin working and starting your career at Allegion, you do have to be 18 years of age.
Great, thank you so much. All right, so the next question, Cindy, I would love to toss it to you first, and then maybe Chris follow up with you. And I know it's a little bit of a tougher one to answer, but what is one of your fondest memories from the manufacturing floor?
And so I've had that question before, and it's hard to say there's a certain fond memory, because, in a long career, there's so many great memories. I would say the theme is just around, the people and the relationships and the events, the team building, baby showers, lunches. You hit a big milestone, and so a celebration. And when you go into a full-time role, the people that you spend time with working, you spend more time in many cases with the folks you work with than even your family. And so the people you work with become family. And in manufacturing, there's just lots of interesting people, lots of good times, and I could just go back and think of so many great memories that I would say I can reflect on.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Cindy. Chris, what would be one of your fondest memories from the manufacturing floor?
Yeah, it's a great question, and kind of like Cindy said there, hard to probably pinpoint one. I can think of a lot. But for me, I think one of them is, just to generalize it, it would have to be seeing a concept become reality. So my undergraduate degree is in engineering. So I'd spent many years working as an engineer, and spent a lot of time developing processes to make a product design become a reality with a finished product. So although I'm no longer in that realm, I still love watching our concepts become reality with our engineering team, with our folks on the floor. Especially right now, there's a lot of automation being implemented in our facility. So I love to watch a process that I remember here from 10, 15 years ago what it becomes today when we implement this automation, whether it's a cobot or a robot or just a gantry system. It's really neat to see that. But there are, yeah, that one comes to mind. There's just so many things though, on the people side. We talked about years of service. Every month I go around and award people with their years of service as a recognition. So I love doing that. I love thanking them for their years of service. I love when it's a, hey, here's your 40-year plaque, and get to talk about them, I love that. I love the smell of manufacturing. I love walking on the floor and smelling, the cutting of metal, the oil. I'm a true operations guy, so I love being out on the shop floor. I don't know that I'll ever be able to walk away from that. I have to be around that environment and seeing that transformation of that concept to reality.
Those are some really awesome experiences. Thank you so much for sharing. So with that is all of the time that we have for Q&A today. So I just wanted to thank you all so much for submitting your engaging questions. Thank you, Cindy, for sharing all of your inspiring words and valuable experiences in your career in manufacturing. Thank you to the team, to Chris, Ronnie, Jared, and Cindy as well for your responses to the questions. We really appreciate it. So at this time, we do want to share with you some special remarks from a few of our elected officials from the great state of Illinois.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor to welcome you all to Allegion's LCN Operations Virtual Manufacturing Day. Allegion's LCN Operations shows the critical role manufacturers play in our state's economy and workforce, and they continue to show their dedication with today's virtual field trip to set our next generation up for success. As your senator, I know that manufacturing is essential to our nation's economy in so many ways. Before I was a senator, the district I represented in the House of Representatives was home to one of the largest concentrations of tool and die makers in the country. So I've seen firsthand the impact manufacturing jobs can have on communities and on improving the lives of working families. Across Illinois, nearly 10% of all jobs are in the manufacturing sector, which generates billions for our state's economy. Beyond the economic impact, however, the manufacturing industry stepped up during the COVID-19 pandemic, leading the way in developing new equipment and technologies to protect our first responders, healthcare workers, service members, and so many more. As we continue to work to recover from all of the impacts of the pandemic, it's more important than ever to ensure that our manufacturing industry is thriving in Illinois and our next generation is prepared. Engaging you all in this field will ensure that our nation leads in innovation, design, and production of our shared future. I hope you all see today as an opportunity to meet with some of the leading innovators in our state and see the tangible results of hard work. So thank you again to Allegion's LCN Operations for hosting today's great virtual manufacturing day. And I hope you can all learn more about how important this industry is and the important role that you can all have in shaping our future. Thank you.
Hello, this is Governor J.B. Pritzker. Manufacturing is and always has been a leading industry for Illinois, fueling innovation, jobs, and contributing to the health of our economy. We're immensely proud of the 18,000 manufacturing companies that call our state home, that every year produce innovative products that are shipped to over 200 nations around the world. During the pandemic, our Illinois makers have stepped up in a big way to assist with our response to COVID-19, including companies that produce healthcare supplies, pharmaceuticals, medical devices, and other vital products that save lives and keep people safe around the globe. Even in what feels like the hardest of times, our companies and our people step up and get the job done. Each year, we get a chance to recognize this incredible industry for October's Manufacturing Month. Throughout this month, our Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity will be hosting events to recognize the deep roots of manufacturing in Illinois and to help inspire our next generation of maker entrepreneurs and attract workers into well-paying, innovative manufacturing careers. This year, I'm urging Illinoisans to become a part of this month-long celebration of Illinois makers. Join us by visiting www.illinois.gov/DCEO and sign up for events near you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm State Representative Dan Swanson of the 74th District, which includes Mercer, Knox, Henry, Bureau, and Lee counties. Today, you have a great opportunity to tour a local, highly respected manufacturing company in their field. Manufacturing is Illinois' largest economic engine. Illinois manufacturers feed the world, make life-saving products, power our homes and businesses, build our infrastructure, transport people and products around the globe, and provide for our nation's defense. Over 592,000 women and men work in the Illinois manufacturing community. In addition, manufacturing supports 1.5 million jobs in other sectors and $113 billion in wages and benefits. Every manufacturing job supports 1.6 other jobs in Illinois. Who knows today what career field you want to get into after high school? How many years of college and where? College is a big investment. 2 years or 4 years. Some manufacturers will pay towards college through reimbursement or directly pay the tuition. 80% of all manufacturing businesses report a shortage of qualified applicants. Over the next 10 years, 3.4 million manufacturing jobs will be vacant and need to be filled. Average manufacturing jobs pay $88,691. In addition, 92% of manufacturing employees are eligible for health insurance benefits. These salaries and benefits are significantly higher than nearly every other job sector. Certainly, when looking for employment, I encourage you to look locally, but what supports the job market in your area is a strong transportation network of interstate and rail system. 2 of the top 5 counties with manufacturing employment opportunities are Peoria at number 8 and Rock Island at number 12. So when considering your career field, give manufacturing a close look. Thank you and have a great day.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to represent the city of Princeton and providing a few comments on manufacturing in our community. One thing I want to step back and give a different perspective on and have you as students ask, why Princeton? Let me back up. I'm Teresa Wittenauer. I'm the city manager here in Princeton. And as I like to say, I'm one of the community's biggest cheerleaders. I moved to this community about a year and a half ago, and I'll explain a little bit more about this later. But one main reason I considered applying for my job in Princeton was what this community had to offer. And this is what I want you guys to think about. What does Princeton have to offer for its residents, for its workers? And how it seems to be prospering when a lot of other smaller communities seem to be struggling a little bit. So take COVID as an example. Princeton flourished during COVID when many communities didn't. Our sales were up, our population was even up. So let's talk about this for a second. As a student, you'll be asking yourself one day, why Princeton? Why would you want to stay in our area to work, or maybe go away to college and come back and bring your talents and invest those in our community or our region? Well, we've all had to ask ourselves that question at some point in time. And I can list those qualities pretty quickly because I had to actually analyze those for myself. We have, right here in Princeton, pro-growth leadership, great public services and schools, outstanding community infrastructure, whether it's utilities or transportation networks, Relatively low cost of doing business and living here. Land costs are fairly low, taxes are fairly low. Quality, hardworking labor force. We're known for that in the Midwest. Quality of life. Our community, our area, our region has a lot to offer to its residents and its workers and our visitors. That's one of the things that really drew me here. Main point here I want to touch on is, as Princeton, as our city, we are very resilient. We have not had any mass layoffs in Princeton since the early 2000s. That's unheard of. And that was with the closure of Harper Wyman. So we also excelled during COVID, which was a true test for a lot of communities. We didn't know what to expect with COVID. We had closures. We weren't sure how we were going to come out of this pandemic, and we're not totally out of it, but Princeton was very resilient. Our businesses adapted. They thought outside of the box to figure out ways to succeed. And we have a very diverse economic base here in Princeton that allows us to do everything right here in Princeton. As a worker, you can do your shopping and get your services here. We're very, very resilient when it comes to that. With that, our manufacturing workforce played a huge role in our success during COVID and during the shutdowns. Simply put, we had a large number of people coming into Princeton from the outside, from the region, coming in to work because they were essential workers. So what are they doing when they're coming into work? They're also shopping. They're getting other things while they're in Princeton. So we those workers continue to support the city of Princeton, its economic base, and we succeeded. Those manufacturing workers kept our economy running and succeeding. On that point, I'll leave you with this from the city of Princeton. Princeton is a tight-knit community with a strong history of manufacturing excellence. It is our goal to keep that our focus in the future. The city of Princeton is here to provide support to growing and maintaining quality jobs right here in Princeton and attracting our local talent and keeping our local talent right here. And that local talent is you, our students. So thank you for letting me share a few thoughts on how important manufacturing is to our city and our region, and for letting me be the city of Princeton's biggest cheerleader for a little bit. And good luck with your endeavors and your future decisions.
Before we close out our session today, I want to remind you of the valuable jobs that await you in the exciting world of manufacturing. I strongly encourage you to participate in STEM to develop those skills that are needed in manufacturing today. Again, there are incredible jobs in manufacturing and a variety of expertise, from production and distribution to engineering and environmental health and safety. Allegion is ready to hire and invest in young people that want to build a career in manufacturing. We will be here to support you through internships, skilled trade apprenticeships, early career and tuition reimbursement opportunities. Please continue to check with us for opportunities. Thank you for participating in Manufacturing Day 2021 with us. We look forward to growing with you.